a lot of dead people to have on your friends list. Like the percentage is only going to rise unless I start making a lot of new friends. But I don't really want to make a lot of new friends. So like, I don't think that's going to happen. There's a ratio.
No. Was there a topic or something?
Would you rather step in dog shit or have a bird poop on you? The main topic tonight is red pill, $1 million. Blue pill, you get to relive your life from 6 years old with all the knowledge and memories you've obtained since 6 years old. Exactly. I thought about this a long time today.
So I think I would rather have a bird shit on me.
Easier to clean?
Well, easier to clean and doesn't smell.
It doesn't
like
smell.
dog shit.
Good point. Yeah.
That's a valid point.
Yeah. I didn't think of it that way, but good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with bird shit too. What if it was like bird shit, like it landed on the top of your head?
No, it's easy to clean. It still doesn't stink.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like a dog shitting on your head.
Yeah, that's just a shower.
Yeah. I mean, it's only what birds are eating, which I imagine is bread and seeds.
I mean, no matter what, it's still poo. It's not like if they eat something yummy, it's fun.
Yeah, if it was all cupcakes.
Like, oh, they only eat berries, so who cares? Like, dude, it's still shit.
Yeah.
If I only ate berries and shit on you, you wouldn't be happy about it.
Good point. Good point. I did not think of that.
Yeah, no matter what you eat, the end product is shit. And it's natural, so we don't eat it.
I feel like we could if we needed to, though.
What?
No, you can't eat shit.
You can't. It's poisonous.
Yeah, you will fucking die.
You can drink your piss once at least.
You can drink your piss because piss is sterile.
Yeah.
But there's still a whole bunch of bad shit in it.
Yeah, it's not great for you. No one's going on a piss. Well, someone's going on a piss diet, but
I've known somebody that went on a piss diet.
At this point, with the whole world, dude, there's no way there's not that.
Yeah, we're probably the same person we're thinking of too.
Yeah, I knew that person 25 years ago. So
yeah, she also thought that people were waiting outside her house looking for her.
Yeah. Did you just light with a match?
Yeah.
God damn, what is it? 1949?
What's that one? But no, notice.
No, you lost me there, but you had me up to that.
I think it's something Clarence up on Crickle Creek.
I used to go fishing there.
Ginger Baker.
You don't know who Ginger Baker is?
No.
Oh, you should watch
the greatest drummers, most insane, amazing drummers.
Fucking psycho and super mean. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor and watch Beware of Mr. Baker. It's a fucking great documentary. Yeah, it's this insane jazz drummer that was trapped in the world of rock and roll, and he hated it.
Well, what was his plan? Did he not plan to get trapped into the world of rock and roll?
No, he wanted to be
he wanted to be a famous jazz drummer, but there was no money to be made. So then he ended up in all these rock bands, but he thought all the rock musicians were horrible, and he was super mean, and like he got in a fight with Jack Bruce, I think his name is, and who was the bass player, and he like punched him in the head. Right in the face on stage because he played like a bass solo over his drums and fucked up his drum solo, something like that, like live while they were playing. He's like, "You fucking asshole, you stepped all over me."
Yeah, they were guys looking to be in a band and looking for a drummer and looking for a bass player.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Una papa nuna.
Let's take a load off Annie.
That's in The Big Lebowski, isn't it?
I don't know. You would know better than me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not on the soundtrack that I have, but I think I remember hearing that in the movie 25 years ago. This March 6th was when it was released.
Who cares? The Big Lebowski is not even that good of a movie.
How do I kick him?
I'm totally wrong. It's not Ginger Baker. It's Levon Helms. He looks like Ginger Baker a little bit with the beard back in the day.
Do you like my beard? I like my beard.
Yeah, at best, that movie's a C.
Which movie?
The Big Lebowski.
Oh, fuck you.
A C, come on.
At best, it's a C.
You're crazy.
That's probably in my top 3, I would say. Empire, Lebowski, and Raiders, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the like Raiders and Lebowski. I mean, Raiders and Empire are more favorite movies than other movies, newer movies. I love those two movies, but there's movies I love way more than those movies.
Oh yeah, I've seen way better movies since then.
I wasn't going to jump into the middle of editing to interfere with the conversation going on, but to me, the movies of my childhood are the movies that made me. I am literally made up of 90% Star Wars. My point is that those movies are so ingrained in with me and stick with me so much. There hasn't been many modern movies in the last, say, 20 years that have stuck with me the way that those movies have. And so that's why they are my top 3. Are there better made movies? Maybe, if you're into that sort of thing. But to me, that's the holy trinity. Back to the fellas. Really?
Oh, yeah.
What have you... Well, like what?
Dancer in the Dark was better than those. Granted, I don't want to watch them over and over again, but they were more powerful movies and stick with me more.
Oh, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that like there's other movies that I love that I've watched probably way more than I've watched those movies. And I've watched those movies a shitload.
Oh, yeah. Beetlejuice, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Breakfast Club, all that. I mean, I never watched those. So, yeah, no, I mean, Star Wars and Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Any of that stuff.
Those movies, I'll put those on, too. Like, I got no problem watching those.
No, I could watch any of the indies or any of the Star Wars, no matter how shitty they are, any time of the day. If my kids were like, hey, do you want to watch episode 2? I'd be like, all right. Why not?
Episode 2 is all right. I stand by the prequels.
Garbage.
I stand by them. They're all better than Lebowski, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you can lick my balls.
That's fucking madness, dude.
Yeah, you're high on crack cocaine.
For me, I would blame them. Those are the reasons why I don't really care about Star Wars. But in their defense,
yeah,
they did all right. It's like the Black Album. Wasn't a big fan, but good for them.
They did amazing.
Right, that's what I mean.
I thought for a long time I didn't like those movies.
Yeah.
And then I went, no, you know what? I like these movies. The first one, yeah, absolutely. The Phantom Menace is probably the worst of the first 3, but like
who's Anakin? Who's the actor that plays Anakin?
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, he's way worse than Jar Jar for me.
Yeah, well, dude, no way.
Yes, way.
No
Go
way.
watch it right now. I will wait. Frank and I will wait for you to watch it.
I watched it. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I think I watched it.
Who are we blaming?
Jake Lloyd, the Anakin kid. Fuck that, dude.
What does this button do? What does this button do?
Yeah.
I didn't even mind that little kid. The Anakin that I hated was the second one. That's what made me stop watching any of them. Like, this dude's the worst actor fucking ever. And then I see him in other things and he's not. And then I'm like, oh, it's because the dude who made the movie isn't good at making people act well.
George Lucas is a terrible director. He should never have directed any of the movies.
But at the same time, like, whatever, dude, I don't have to watch it. And a shitload of people seem to like it. So, I mean, it just wasn't for me. Most of the stuff I like, other people don't like. And
the message tonight is we don't all have to like the same things. We can all like different things and still get along.
I have never come into human contact with a person.
That's unfortunate.
Nice one. I actually like The Big Lebowski a lot. I think it's a very excellent movie.
Yeah, I figured.
It's truly excellent.
As much as I would hate to admit it, for a Coen Brothers movie, I don't know if it's my favorite. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou might be my favorite.
Oh, Brother, yeah, would probably definitely be my favorite Coen Brothers movie. That movie, it was a bit long. There was a lot of subplots in that. I'm trying to think of what other Coen Brothers movies, but I'm a little bit high.
What? Greetings and welcome back to another fun and exciting episode of the Vodkast and Friends. With us tonight is Corey and Frank.
Howdy.
Hey.
How are ya?
Howdy, howdy.
We've been talking for a while, but the main topic tonight is the red pill, blue pill discussion. And tonight, the red pill is $1 million, and the blue pill is to get to relive your life from the age of 6 up until whenever you die. with all the former knowledge and memories that you've obtained up until that point. Have you guys thought about this at all, or?
Nope.
No.
It's all I've thought about the last month since the last time we
$1 million.
Yep.
Or
is it $1 billion or $1 million?
I'm gonna go $1 million because $1 million is not like an insane amount anymore. I feel
Going
like
back to when I'm 6 seems pretty crazy though, right?
Dude, being able to like relive 39 years of my life, I'll take that all day long.
Okay, all right. Now
But
we're on.
I've also got the knowledge from my from the 39, absolutely, I would, pay attention.
I
Probably wouldn't be your friend.
Oh.
I mean, if we have learned anything from Freaky Friday, is that the grass is always greener, right? Like it ends up, even if we know everything, would it still be hard to navigate? Because it's not like when you're 6 and you know all the stuff you know now, you're going to deal with rational kids. So like it's still going to be.
Yeah. But still, like.
Just think about how frustrating that would be to be like, no, you guys don't understand. Like while you're like getting beat up again, or like whatever the thing you're trying to avoid is just going to happen over and over again, except like what you should have done, but somehow that just doesn't work in the context how you would expect because you were always looking back at it in an adult mind.
Give me $1 million.
And then at the same time, $1 million, I'm like, oh, that seems pretty good. Like I'd probably be able to figure something out, I guess, with that.
Well, what would the first thing you would do with $1 million be?
Pay off my house.
Yeah, pay off my house.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking old man.
Yeah.
What else would you do if you did anything other than that? That would seem like the craziest thing.
Right. Yeah.
I would pay off my house, and then I would pay off my whole house down to 30 grand, and then refinance for 30 years.
Just live off all that. Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
Because in my mind, that's kind of just like, if I keep paying the mortgage, like it's kind of worth it. Because then they pay my property tax and my insurance all at once, and they get a little scratch from it. Like, okay,
yeah, the handling fee.
Yeah, and then every time I get down to almost
refinance,
yeah.
But only for like 30, like for a tiny amount of money, like 30 grand. Be like, boom, 30 years, $1,000 a year. Because in my mind, I'm like, no matter what happens, I will be able to figure out how to get $1,000.
Yeah, $800 a month, $80 a month,
$80 a month. That's like empty cans.
What's like the third or fourth thing you would do with $1 million?
Yeah, the third or fourth things would be like, I mean, obviously I would buy a van.
Yeah.
I would get a truck.
But not a crazy van.
The third or fourth thing? Yeah, a truck.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that much. There's not that many things I want.
Well, would you go, you'd go on vacation, right? Would you go somewhere?
Yeah,
I'd absolutely go to Mexico.
What about with $1 million, you could probably get a personal jet. I would think.
No, it's too much money.
That's way too much. You're going to be blowing through $1 million in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think I would definitely relive my life from 6 on, just because for me, like it's a matter of like getting to ask questions and do things I should have done. I think the first time through, not fixing errors so much, because I think that kind of makes you. And I think, like Frank often says, suffering is a part of life. Like, I don't think that's why I would go back. I would go back to learn more about my dad. But after that, like, I feel like there's a point where like I could have spent more time focusing on school. Like, that's a thing. Like, I probably would have, gone on to do something in college. I don't know what I would have done exactly, but like with the knowledge I have now, I would have done something different.
Oh, for sure. Like I would definitely get a higher education if I could go back and I knew better.
And isn't that worth more than $1 million, really? If like you think about it now, like where like you wouldn't have had to like put your back through the stressful times. Although I imagine you love carpentry too when you were in your prime. Like that was something you enjoyed doing. Never?
A little bit. I don't want to do anything.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like I want to create. That's what I want to do. That's when I feel the most fulfilled in life. Like I would have worked towards, if I could go back to 6 years old, be like, okay, invest in this, that, and the other. I'd also go back to fuck with people too, to be like, I think the 2003 ALCS is going to end in the 11th inning with Tim Wakefield giving up a home run to Aaron Boone. Like,
oh yeah, with the idea that you know who wins everything and all that.
Right, you could make
and that's worth way more than $1 million.
Right,
well, there you go, right there. Then, like, you've automatically changed the outcome of everything. Your life does not stay the same.
Yeah, it doesn't stay the same.
Your life doesn't stay
billionaire.
the same. Like you've immediately change everything.
Right.
If you do that, your kids are never born.
Not necessarily.
There's a huge chance that your kids are never born.
Oh,
Any of them.
Dude, like 0% chance. You would have never been camping with us to hang out with Carol as a millionaire.
What I thought, but like, I don't know.
No.
But I have the knowledge that you guys are my best friends in the future. I wouldn't want to taint that.
You'd have new rich best friends.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, but no, I don't think so. Like, I think if I invested in by 95, I was like a billionaire. I'd be like, dude, what are we doing with our lives? Where do you want to live?
If you knew all those things, why the fuck would you even go to college? I would just fucking
quit
high school. You said you were going to go get a better education. Like, if into those rules now, I think it would just be like, okay, yeah, I would just
take advantage of the system.
I would tell my parents these predictions and then make my parents rich.
Yeah.
And then quit
and
school.
there you go. Yeah, it make your parents get rich. And they're going to be like, yeah, we got to move away from here. I got to move out of this fucking shitty house I'm in.
Yeah.
And go to a nicer house. Away from, see, I'm telling you, it
can never be that good either. No wizardry is ever free like that. That's
monkey paw, brother.
There's got to be a payment. That's even true in science.
Yeah, I'm gonna abide by those rules, I think, because that does make sense. There's got to be some consequences. Otherwise, who would ever choose $1 million over the ability to make billions?
Yeah, that's why a million's too.
I would. But I like the idea of if I could go back to the age of 6 and be an outside viewer of my life from 6 on, I would take that in a second. To be able to go back and look at my life, to look at everything as an outside viewer and being like, God, you jerk off a lot.
I think it would be too painful. I think it would just be like, why are you doing? Don't do
Think
that.
of all the worst moments that you'd have to go through and know it was coming.
Yeah,
but
also if you
all
live
the good
in
moments.
It's true.
You're
looking at all the I'm saying, you're gonna relive it through. Like, I would absolutely love to be a fly on the wall to look at my life as like a spectator.
Is there anything that you would change in your past life that was worth $1 million? Is there one event or like a mistake or something life altering that you would change that's worth more than $1 million?
So is there something that I would change in the past that I would have to give up $1 million for?
Right. Like for me, like I think about like
people with dead parents, I think we're all gonna be like, well, I like to fucking talk to my parent.
Oh
yeah.
So it's not even that fun. Like the worst part is like, oh, which parent do I talk to? Like, I'm obviously sorry, Dad, but I'm gonna talk to my mom.
I don't know. For me, I think it would be my dad, only because I only had 7 years. So like I would only have a year if I went back to 6.
Yeah.
But like at 6, I'd be like, all right, here's the deal. I'm actually 48 right now, and I know everything that's going to happen in the next, You've got a year to tell me everything about your life.
Imagine if he just fucking beat you.
I know. Well, sometimes I wonder
rough.
Because I have no memory.
And then you have your whole childhood is just like, no, I know all these things.
It's a risk. There's definitely a risk involved in going back because you don't know what would happen. Yeah.
But I suppose in the end, even if you have your parents for a long time, as you know from both versions, there's always shit you forgot to ask. Yeah. So even with only 6 years, I feel like in the end, we all have the same kind of questions, usually, or at least I do. They seem to sound the same. Shit that I just forgot to ask. If I did, I don't remember what the fucking answer was. I never asked him what he was going to be when he grows up. Like, oh, what did you want to be when you grow up? I guess I'm going to go out on a limb and say it wasn't a janitor at a fucking grocery store chain.
Right. They had a story, to tell. I remember him laughing when he saw the BP thing and it said fucking industrial maintenance. And he was just like, that's hilarious. Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah.
He's like, I thought it was funny when they started calling me a custodian because they thought I was offended by being a janitor. It's like, well, you can call me whatever you want. I still have to go clean up the vomit. Yep. All right.
Is there any major event that would make it worth it to go back to, or would you even consider stopping like something like a 9/11, or if there's any other event like the bombing down in Texas or anything like that?
I don't know. That's the thing. I would like to say yes, and I would love to have avoided tragedies, but like a lot of good came from some of these tragedies, which I wish that it didn't have to be good spawned from a tragedy, but
at least it did.
I just don't know where I would begin. What would you do?
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
I mean, and which one do you pick?
Or is it even your responsibility? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, which one? If you're going back since you were 6. So it would only be what you know now. So think about how much you paid attention as a kid.
Not much.
To shit that was going on. I'm going to go out on a limb and say not at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm like the only thing, like I would have stopped the Discovery disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really enjoy watching that in school. Nope, that was a bummer.
Yeah, live. Yeah. It
was awful. I remember the teacher going up and shutting off the TV.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what is going on? Like, I didn't, no one was explaining what happened, or
I'll never forget that.
This is the fun part of the video where we relive a 9/11 moment.
But that was a bummer too. But how do I stop that? Like, what do I do? I go and be like, there's something, like, who's gonna listen to essentially
a 6-year-old
to be like, that rocket's gonna explode when it goes up into the air.
Yeah.
You'd almost have to go to somebody 10 years before anything would happen and be like, listen, for the next 10 years, I can predict this many events. At the end of these events, this is going to happen. I promise you, this is really going to happen. If I prove it to you
I don't know. I think you changed the world in a completely different way.
Yeah,
literally
possible.
We might be living in Nazi America if I don't know.
Is still in I would go back to when I'm 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that guideline, so when in your life are you going to start saving the world with the knowledge that you have?
Ooh.
Yeah. In 1980, for me, it would be 1983 forward. For you guys, it would be 1981 forward.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't remember a lot.
Dude, no one in 1981 is going to listen
Reagan got elected.
They literally, I would hold cigarettes for my mother in the grocery store. That was the world we lived in. Yeah. Hold this for a second.
Hold this. Yeah. Getting my money out.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Giant cigarette in your hand.
Man, I'd kill for a cigarette right now.
Oh, speaking of which.
You're a real son of a bitch. Would you ever smoke your first cigarette?
I mean, the idea in this is it's consequence free.
Right. Yeah.
So of course I would not do most of the terrible things.
Yeah, I've broken 4 fucking cigarettes tonight.
But what if it's I don't smoke and then I don't really have a healthy respect for addiction, and therefore I become a big fucking mess? Because the one takeaway for me being a smoker when I was a smoker was that I have a firm understanding of how hard it is to have an addiction and have to get rid of it.
That's true.
It's just cigarettes to me, where I'm just like, you don't die from quitting smoking. You just become an asshole.
The stars have to align, certainly.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
How bad I wonder how bad a White Russian is for you. Because
A White Russian is not that bad for you. Thousands of White Russians are bad for you.
maybe it's the cure for everything.
No, I don't think so.
Could be, right? No.
Because what's in that? There's like what, vodka and Kahlua?
Vodka, Kahlua, and I use almond milk. And while we're on the topic, I just want to give a shout out to New Amsterdam vodka, the only vodka that's ever changed my life for the better. So, New Amsterdam, thank you guys.
It's wicked cheap, isn't it?
It's like 22 for whatever the size is, 1.75.
No, it's funny. I probably have right in my cabinet that I can see from here a bottle of Kahlua and a bottle of vodka that you bought when you came here.
Wow. It's a long time ago.
Years ago, 10, 11 years ago.
I'm not, you know
That's
what?
75 shots if you count them, add the Kahlua and the vodka up a week.
A week.
Yeah,
Hold
so
on.
if that was beers.
Hold on. What size bottle of vodka do you get?
It's 1.75. Is it quarts, liters? Liters.
Liters.
Yeah.
How many shots are in that bottle?
Good question.
How many shots are in a liter?
Yeah, we could go from there.
Yeah.
Computer. How many shots are in a liter?
So
It's 22 jiggers.
So we're looking closer to 35 shots in a bottle.
okay.
How fast do you go through a bottle?
I'd say I go through 3 bottles a month. So about a week and a half, I'd say.
Yeah. That's 10 days. That's only 3.5 shots a day.
Oh, that's fine. That's healthy.
I
Doctors
wouldn't say
recommend
it's
that.
healthy, but
No, now they recommend none, but
yeah, none.
Oh,
None
losers.
is the recommendation. None.
yeah, so that's definitely better. 3 shots a day.
Okay, I feel better about myself now. I was getting a little worried, but now I don't have to worry anymore. I want to amp it up.
I think
start
you're
at 3.
falsifying the numbers.
Oh yeah, I
But,
feel like we're somewhere just above doctor's visit numbers.
There might be a little rubbing, massaging going on, but it's
I'm
in the
thinking,
ballpark.
I'm thinking it's more like a bottle every 7 to 8 days.
Maybe I'm
Yeah, so we're
rushing.
getting it like if you were drinking beers, like a case and a half.
Oh, that's like Goose style right there.
No, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
case and a half.
That's why
a
I
night.
gave you those that math
yeah.
numbers so you could picture it.
I wonder if he's still out there somewhere.
Thought I saw him the other day. I
Really?
swear to God, I thought I saw him. It wasn't him, but I thought for a moment, I was like, oh my God, dude, that looked like Goo Man.
The Goo Man cometh. Well, what is our final decision then? I would go back to 6 years old.
I think I'm taking the $1 million. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer going back to 6 years old, but it's so vague that I feel like if this was real, then horrible shit's going to happen that's unintended.
Possibly. Yeah, I can't
Like if
guarantee
we're
anything.
getting, I would say give it movie parameters. Like if it was a movie, how do you think it would go?
Your life will end up fine at the end, right where you left off. Like if it was right now, today, if you're like given this choice right now, like your
So
life
it's like
would.
a Pixar movie or a Disney
So
movie.
you're telling me like we're talking like
There's no
multiverse shit.
consequences. Yes, like your
like-
life, but you could spin off another life for someone.
Like you diverge. There's another road that diverges, but this life just continues.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my decision is I'm gonna sort of go with a half decision. I'm gonna go with $500,000, and I'll go back to 14.
Ooh. I like that. The mix and match. Well, because I can't wrap my head around the inconsequential concept of going back to being 6, where everything comes out exactly the same. And then I just have to think about like any like PTSD moment that ever happened in my life that I would never talk about on this show. I would have to fucking live through that again with no control. That would be I would be so much more crazy by the end. It would seem impossible for me to not be more nuts by the end.
Yeah.
But when you have more control, because you could be like, listen, I know how this ended up the first time. I'm not going to let it end up that way this time.
I mean, that's why I have trouble picking the going back to 6. There's not strict enough parameters. wide open, because then it goes to like, oh, so then it just creates a new universe, and then everything changes. So the tragedy would be some stuff I wouldn't get to have, which means it's still going to be a bad thing. Like, in order to get to where you are now, you have to live through the hell of every piece that you didn't like.
I started tonight thinking I'd go back to 6, and now I'm kind of thinking $1 million.
Well, you went with a crazy idea of 6, of where I don't even understand how it works, where everything you would like to happen happens and none of the bad stuff happens. And like, I don't even understand how that universe exists.
I think the big sell for me is the fact is the whole dad thing. Is like I would get 1 year. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that part I get. I understand the choosing the 6, but you didn't think through.
You go back to 6, and then everything, you get to relive your life exactly the same, except for all of the bad stuff is redacted. It's just blacked out, and you don't have to live through that part. It's like, that seems like what your parameters were. It's like you get all the joy, and all your bullshit has been redacted. There's big black marks through it.
Yeah. Or maybe you do get to ask your dad the questions you wanted to know, and then he still dies, and then you still have to be a little kid, and that does nothing for you other than now I know this thing.
Well, then you just kind of follow the path you did the first time. And
I suppose. You don't think you would end up with wanting another question you forgot to ask?
Well, then I'd at least have my mother for another, ex or grandmother or uncle or like any other family member. So that's a real happy note, huh?
Yeah. Wow. You get to watch them die again. Yay!
But if you had known like 2 years, what if you knew?
Like it was probably worse, dude.
That's a good analogy. But if you knew,
that's like best case of a bad day. It's like, what happened today that sucked? My fries were shitty. You shouldn't have been at McDonald's anyway.
Right. To start with, yeah.
Whatever. You get what you get. You roll the dice. Yeah.
But like having a countdown clocks on death is what really would bum me out.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like you'd have on so many people, you'd just be like, oh my God, dude, this person's about to die. Yeah. Oh, this person's about to die.
Yeah. Imagine being a psychic.
I don't know. I'd play that up though. I'd be like, I'd take it on the talk show circuit. I'd be like, I can tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. You want to know? You really want to know?
Everything with you is like for profit.
Not for profit, but like
for profit. That's why people go on talk shows.
Not financial profit.
You know what happens when you go on talk shows?
What's that?
You get paid to be on talk shows.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
I remember that from South Park. Yeah.
Yeah, in the real world, people get paid to go on talk shows.
Did Raphael get paid to go on the talk show? Wasn't he on one once?
What one?
Sally.
Jerry Springer.
That's different.
I think those people get paid to go on there too. Or was he just in the audience?
No, I think he was on the show.
Then he got paid.
Yeah, if he was on the show, he got paid.
Oh, good for him.
Still a weirdo.
Yeah, just like me. That's fine.
We're all a bunch of weirdos.
We're different types of weirdos, just like we were in high school. Both weirdos, just different kind of weirdos.
It was like being friends with him was weird because I met him way, way, way before I ever knew you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I met. We worked together at the old Taunton Mall with me, Raphael, and Pete.
Rock?
Pete. No, Emerald. We all worked at the old Taunton Mall in like middle school. They were in like 7th grade. I was in 5th grade, and we cleaned up the parking lot and stuff. For the janitor, the guy would pay us. I can't remember how much, but also he would give us quarters to play in the arcade. And that's where I met them.
He was subletting his work. He didn't want to work.
Yeah, that's a smart dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. He had a weird little office that was right behind the arcade where the janitor's closet was.
I remember that.
And he had a desk in there. And we would go report to him after school.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like we'd go pick up papers, and then he would pay me with a load to the mouth.
Janitors, I tell you, at the mall, the Taunton Small,
weird.
the Taunton Hall.
What a tough job to have, and also have that type of thought process about. Be like, oh, you know what they say about janitors? Super pedophiles. And I know it's because there were some and are some. But at the same time, like for everyone who's not, that's just a person at work. It's
real,
just like, dude,
yeah.
you think this job doesn't suck enough?
Not only.
You think I want to clean up the fucking little kid's puke in the hallway with this fucking sawdust? No.
The unsung hero.
I assume they use something different now, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think they. I don't believe they use the sawdust anymore. They probably use something that's got like antibacterial.
I hope a weird fucking like a hermetically sealed Roomba comes out and sucks it all up, which is making me kind of gag. But
Yeah.
Just dragging puke all over the floor because it's broken and its suction thing doesn't work, and it's just dragging, smearing puke all over.
Spraying it all around.
You ever seen the you ever seen the pictures of like a Roomba that ran over like a dog shit and like
yeah, the old ones now they have dog shit detectors
all
and
over the
nicer
house.
ones.
I don't have a dog though, so
I'm gonna get you a dog. I'm gonna send you a dog. Nicole likes to send me pictures of people putting a deodorant on because she knows it grosses me out. Yeah, she does it all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why do you gotta just randomly send me this shit?
just randomly send them like gifts of somebody putting on deodorant. It's awesome.
Yeah, my birthday guaranteed. What am I getting? Oh, look at that! Somebody putting deodorant on. Didn't see that one coming.
No, she
Why do you
loves it.
think that happened? Why does that gross you out?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What's the first
Just
picture that
playing the
comes to
hits.
mind?
Old Spice commercials must bum you out.
Yeah, probably. That's my first experience with putting deodorant on. Like, and then probably like high school, watching people putting deodorant on.
No, you didn't have to see some like
What-
shirtless
what-
adult
why-
putting
why
deodorant
we-
on.
I'm glad I didn't have gym class with you. You would like staring at people putting on me.
No, it was the opposite. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to look at that. And I don't know why, but yeah.
I keep wanting to look at that, but I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I can't watch him put deodorant on. I've got a crazy erection right now.
Is there some weird moment that you had where you saw one of your relatives putting deodorant on with no shirt on?
It's a possibility that happened. And like, it's just like, locked out of my memory. Like
Yeah. Walked in on your like topless grandmother putting on deodorant.
something like that, probably.
Oh my God.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because that would make me grossed out about deodorant.
Yeah, like you're
Like
like,
it
why
would totally
Jay
make
was the-
sense to me. Be like, I
Why
don't want
Jay
to look
was
at
the stinky kid in school.
no, I'd put it on before I'd go to school, but I think in gym, like if
Do you
I'd
just
wait,
not look in the mirror?
I just wait for. No, I don't mind myself.
I find I like to look in the mirror when I
I
put
do,
on
yeah.
I-
For
I
hours,
was
I
late.
just sit there and
I was late to every class that I had after gym because I had to wait for the locker room to empty out to put deodorant on.
it's true. It's true. I often was. I would wait. I would certainly wait. I'd be like, nope, nobody's gonna watch me put deodorant on. That's gross. Oh, my RAM is synced up right now. The RGBs. It's been a pleasure having you, my friends of the Vodkast, on and friends of life.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give you the spiel. I'll just splice it in right here.
Thank
you.
God.
But I
It's too long.
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight.
Just be nice people.
Fucking be nice and do something nice. Party. Live and party.
Party.
Indeed.
Stop
Well,
recording.
thank you guys for coming out tonight. And if you guys are loving watching these videos as much as I'm loving making them,
You're supposed to
consider-
splice this part in.
Oh yeah, splice. Ooh, that was a good episode to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I like making it. If you're enjoying watching all of this stuff, the Vodkast and Friends, the Vodkast, all that, then you should consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and hit the little bell icon. It'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain is one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, Never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another and take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves, for they're the ones that need it the most. I'm Jason Oliveira, and this has been the Vodkast and Friends. I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Vodcast. A little bit further on down the road. Indeed. Take care, everybody.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.